Okay. So, hi. Hi, welcome to the broadcast. So I do these broadcasts twice a week. I do them on hi Roman. I do them on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. and on Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Just check my Facebook page, the link below this video, to see if I've cancelled or I can't do a certain stream. So to just check on Facebook to make sure that I'm doing it. But they're the usual times that I do the streams. If you want to book a one-to-one session, go to rebekahmaroon.com, where you can book a session, or you can buy my book, or you can buy more information about my contact details, etc. That's rebekahmaroon.com. To ask a question this evening, you have to friend me on Skype and then message me or call me on Skype. And my Skype is Rebekah Maroon. So just message me on that. I'm online now. And I'll do the introduction first of all, and then you can call or write messages in. So I've labelled this stream "Hi" because I couldn't think of nothing came to name the broadcast as this time, so I just labelled it "Hi." And in a way, that's quite. That's like what I'm saying is hi, really. Like it's a hi. Like it's a hi beyond the person, beyond the character. A hi beyond the seeming appearances of things. High beyond the temporary appearances of things. A high to and from that which always is. That which is unaffected by anything that appears. And that which is everything that appears. God, I feel emotional already. We've just started. I can already start crying. God. This message is so beautiful. What a celebration. What an amazing celebration. And it truly is a quality. Nobody can have more than another. This is for every human. This waking up is for every human. The seeing of this is for every human. You can't take this from somebody else. You can't have more or less than anybody else. I kind of had this feeling of this when I was in the church, Christianity. This feeling of, we're told that Jesus or God accepts you no matter what you are, whether you're a murderer or you're a beggar, or no matter what your flaws are or what kind of character you are, you're accepted. And I was so drawn to that. I didn't feel I fitted in to things in the human world. I couldn't really fit into the human world. And so it felt like that would, God accepts me as I am. It felt there was such love in that. It didn't matter if I stuttered or if I was weird or whatever. It was like a love beyond the human, an acceptance beyond the human. And this is what this is. We're so identified with that human, the character of the human, the stories of the human. But there's something beyond the human. That can't be found or looked at by that person that's obsessed with itself, obsessed with the human. It can't be found by that character or by that one. But it's like this message is spoken and it's heard. It's heard not by that character, that person, but it's heard beyond it. There's something here that is pristine, untouched, unblemished by anything that appears, any emotion, any thought, any story, any experience, any trauma, anything, any preference, any mood, whatever it is, something's untouched by any of that. And that's the resonance. That's the resonance of what this is. beaming, shining. It's all there is. But there's this thin layer of person, and when it's there, it seems to mask that which is free, covers it up. Seemingly, that personal level seems to cover the whole screen. I don't really know what happens, but this is heard. That person can't possibly cover anything. That person that feels to be everything seems to be the reality of this. It's happening to me. Me here is the reality. Like it becomes more transparent or something. So this is what's being discussed here. That which is beyond that person, beyond you. It's not really beyond, but it's not limited to that person. That person appears in this like everything else. But it's just got sticky and it's being held on to. But it was never true. That was never the experiencer. That sticky person was never actually the experiencer. There's something else beyond it. And it's allowing everything. Every sound, every sensation, every thought, every feeling. It's so intimate. It's so intimate that it is every sound, every sensation, every thought, every feeling. It's never left. It can't. It's all there is. So this is the welcoming home. A welcoming home. You thought you were something. You thought you existed. You were alive as something here. Full tears again. Oh dear. All day I'm just doing normal daily things, and I come to do this stream. It's like, wow, this is so beautiful. I don't even think about non-duality in my day, and then I get to talk about it twice a week. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. Who's that? Hang on a minute, sorry. I will call you later. Let you speak with. Right then. Turn the lights off, won't you? Turn the lights off, Kamala. Turn the lights off in the hallway. That's it. So yeah, you're free to call or message in. Hi, Maria. Don't make me cry today. I can't help it. Something else beyond it. You're not referring to the waking consciousness. No. What's that? No, it's beyond the waking consciousness. Like it allows everything, even that. It allows the waking consciousness. It allows everything. Oh, it's my neighbor. We don't realize that these things, like waking consciousness or thoughts or feel, we don't see that these things are forms. I remember, what was it I was thinking about? Like, I didn't realize at one point that ideas were forms. Even the most non-dual idea is a form. It's a thing. Wow, Just bit my tongue. It's a thing, but it has to be seen. That thoughts of things appearing, sensations of things appearing, feelings of things appearing, memories of things appearing. These are all forms. But when that limitation is there, those forms, those things aren't seen to be what they are. They seem to be the truth or a reality. Ideas seem to be a reality. It's not seen to be a thing appearing, a form appearing. And this message strips it right back. It strips everything away. It reveals everything, exposes everything, and says, this is not it, not it. It's a form, it's a thing. That can't be it. It's changeful, it's moving, it's not always appearing. Everything is a thing. So what is that allows all things? And that can't be found, because to find it would be another thing. But I still ask that question. What is it that allows all things? It's not far away. You don't have to work it out in terms of the mind. The mind can't. It's so intimate. What allows all things? And to go one step further, what are all things? This is a collapsing back into what is happening. A collapsing back into everything. Nothing and everything. I'm not sure what you mean, Ramon. Isn't it so that the whole process is the grass growing by itself? Yeah. It's all happening. It's all just happening. There's never been an independent entity making it happen or producing things, producing thoughts, producing ideas, producing feelings, actions, behaviors. Like the grass growing or the wind blowing. It's all just happening. But then what happens to that one who felt as if that they were in charge of those things? That one who was taking responsibility or claiming responsibility for those things. What happens to that one? Yeah. And this is the awakening, the questioning of that one. There's been this sense of you being here, of you being the one in charge of those things. And this message is heard, and so then the question comes, well, what about me? Well, what do I do then? What do I do? Because there's been a sense of a you there for so many years. What do I do? What have you been doing? And this is the awakening. This one gets challenged. All that it's been claiming to be gets challenged and exposed. It doesn't want that. It thinks this is about it getting something. But that's what happens. By the way, lovely jumper. This is a homemade jumper. I made it myself. I went through a make my own clothes phase about 7-8 years ago. I made it myself. Got some material, got a pattern, and made it myself. Thank you, Roma. I might do my hair on Sunday. I fancy a change. So, I'm ready for it. GM. That personal energy seems to arise, even though it's so drafty. Yeah. Even though it is seen that it doesn't exist. Yeah. 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 Because it must have things it needs to. It must have things that it's still looking for. It still believes it can find what it's looking for in something. Yeah. Awakening is not some. We don't know it's happening. It's like it's happening. It's happening. Thank you, DM. Brian. I seem to remember a description of these two. I seem to remember a description of these two as vertical and horizontal depths. Is this anywhere near what you're describing? Vertical and horizontal. Oh, it's beautiful. Like the horizontal for me represents time. Like the person in time. Moving towards the future. It has an objective it wants, and then it's moving towards that. That's the horizontal. That's where the person lives. And then the vertical is the full stop. It's this moment. It's what is happening. That's the cross symbol, isn't it? That's the cross symbol. It's just dawned on me. That's the cross. Yeah, slap bang in the middle. The person only can live in the horizontal. It can't live in the vertical. This doesn't need a person. This is already, it already is. What's happening is happening. It already is innocent, fresh, alive. You only exist in a future objective. You're working towards something in time. So you need time to exist as someone on a journey. And that's the suffering. Finding fulfillment in time. Finding your love, your freedom in time. You will collapse and dissolve as someone in time. That's the suffering. Liberation happens in time. The horizontal. Doesn't mean as the human you don't plan things, plan a holiday or plan things in time, imagine time, but it's not for fulfillment. That plan isn't going to get you anywhere. It's going to get you to love or freedom. It's just a pleasure. It's just how we operate. We're able to imagine future and imagine past. When you're identified, you live in that timeline. You only know of that timeline. This moment is lost. This moment's covered up by time. Because nothing's happening here. Who would want a torture weapon as their religious symbol? Yeah. In a way, it's quite a. Is it sadistic or masochistic? One of the two. To have that. Yeah, I used to hate that. Yeah, the cross. That was a remembrance of the cruel treatment of Jesus on the cross. But actually, that's to me so much of an awakening. It's so this awakening. The crucifixion of the person is awakening. So in a way, it's just showing that. We're afraid of that. We're afraid of the crucifixion. We long for it, and yet we're so afraid of it. We long not to be, and yet we're afraid of not being. Thank you, Brian. Yeah. Hi, Ramona. Hi, Ramon. No, that's Ramona. That's Ramon. That's Ramona. Any idea why awakening happens to some and not to other people? All you can really say about that doesn't happen to someone, but all you can really say about that is it happens when it happens. And in a way, it's already happening. It's always happening. It can't not be happening. As soon as the baby's born, or as soon as that person starts, it's ending. And the flower's growing, it's dying. As soon as you're born, the body's dying. You can't avoid that. It's part of this. Any form that is born will die. It's inevitable. It's part of it. It's already happening. Yeah, so that's that. Why we are afraid of crucifixion. Because you exist. That sense of you exists, and so it doesn't want to not exist. It's afraid of not being the unknown. And yet when the body sleeps at night, there's no fear of that. But I suppose it's kind of like it kind of, through memory, it thinks it'll wake up again, so there's not so much fear maybe in going to sleep. Oh, thank you, Ramon. Even in this moment, there can be a fear of that. Of not being, not existing as you. Agitation. Because that unknown is right here. It's not at the end of the body, aging. What are those two doing? It's right here. But then me wants to exist. That's so loud. Okay, I'm feeling a bit tired now, so I'll leave it there. But thank you. It was really nice as usual to do the stream, and back on. I'm back on Sunday. I'm going away soon to Yorkshire. I think it's going to be 2 weeks' time. But yeah, so I'll let you know. But I'm back on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. So I'll see you then. Okay, thank you. Bye. See you on Sunday.